Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach, the Gear Guy, OGE, or OGE if you'd rather. Coming back at you again with another episode of Zach, the Gear Guy Predicts. Today we are predicting SHW 54. I do have the matches written on the card here. And unfortunately, there will be no vlog to time with this one, or if you want to say, I will not be there this month as I have prior commitments, as of the time of recording this, but you guys want the predictions, you want to know what I'm thinking, so here I am, and by the way, I will be back for Still Here 5, SHW community, so don't fret about that, But anyway, without further ado, if you have not seen any of my other prediction videos, nobody has paid me, nobody's, spoken to me backstage, nobody's, paid me to endorse them, nobody's DM'd me on, any of the medias, etc. So let's just dive into this card, and all of these aren't in show order. All of these are how they were announced to us on the SHW Instagram, X, and Facebook pages. So here we go, kicking off the predictions with the IWTV World Championship title match for SHW 54. We have Adam Priest taking on who we believe is the true IWTV World Champion, and that is Krule. So basically, short summary, IWTV have shot themselves in the leg when Krule came back from injury, not claiming him as the true IWTV World Champion. So that's forced companies to take sides. And I don't deal with the whole controversies in wrestling, but hey, so pretty much promotions choose who they want to have as IWTV World Champions recognized. So Krule is our promotion's World Champion. Is our promotion's recognized IWTV World Champion. And speaking of Adam Priest, he was accompanied to the ring by Matt Griffin at Rumblejack. Matt Griffin is the Action CEO and owner. He was running his mouth a whole lot, pretty much, and claiming that Krule is not the IWTV World Champion, but there's a lot happening there, and and I do believe Adam Priest eliminated Krule from the Rumblejack match, as a whole. So, yeah. And if you follow both of them on X, I do believe it is now instead of Twitter. X, Twitter, what's the difference, really? I do think at one point in time, Krule and Adam Priest looked at each other as equals, but yet here they are, fighting for the IWTV World Championship. It would not surprise me if Krule, let me just make a bold prediction here and say that Krule still walks out IWTV World Champion, out here. Sorry, Adam Priest, thank you for coming. Adam Priest, I respect you, but Krule remains champion for quite a while. Next up, we have the Southern Honor Tag Team Championship match. As based on their actions from last month, Exotic Youth, i.e. Zach Mosley and Cornelius Pepperbottom, get a shot at the Hierarchy, Murder One, and Joe Black. Two-finger salute to both men there. Let me just say this. All-Star Special, not on card. It's really odd. In fact, Hanson said, like, maybe on Facebook or X, I don't remember which social media it was, that it's odd not having All-Star Special on card the show before Still Here 5. So who knows? They might pull up, they might not. But I'm going to call it right now. The Hierarchy are still champions by the end of the night. There is no way Exotic Youth takes the cheap way into the title picture by taking out All-Star Special and get the belts the match after. So the Hierarchy are going to retain here, is my pick. Then we have the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship match as the new focused Owen Knight takes on the modern day focused Chip Day. Chip Day is your Jake the Snake Legacy champion. Man, it is so hard for me to pick in this match. I'm going to have to say it wouldn't surprise me if Chip Day is still the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. Still has the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship by the end of the night and retains it. But an Owen Knight victory here would not shock me either. So I really want Chip to retain, but I also want to see an Owen Knight victory here and have him hold his second title in SHW history. But so I am going to be neutral, although I do favor both men. I'm friends with both men. I have spoken to both men, and I have nothing but respect for both men. So I am neutral here. Next match is Ashton Starr versus Najasism. Whew, boy. Ashton Starr is taking on a newly refocused, should I say, Najasism after Naja wins the best of 7 series against Owen Knight, which is argumentably one of my favorite best of 7 series there ever was in a best of 7 series. But the question for me is, will Najasism get that comeuppance that he's been wanting from Owen in after Owen Knight turned on him in that SHW Tag Team title match against then champions Happy Madness. Ooh, boy. If Owen Knight does get involved here, I do see an Ashton Starr victory playing out. But with Owen Knight, but if Owen Knight doesn't come out, I do see a Najasism victory and him calling out Owen to a match at Still Here 5. So my pick here, Ashton, you are a great wrestler, a great friend, but I'm going to have to say Najasism gets the win here against Ashton. Although Ashton is promising a Ashton Starr for World Champion 2024 or like 2020, 2023, 2024, you know, something along those lines. So I can see Ashton winning. It's just that I think Naja has more momentum, shall I say, in his sales, and probably has revenge on Owen on his mind. Moving on, let's take a break from the men's action and go to the women's division as we have a women's match as Dani Jordan after returning at the Rumble Jack takes on the Killer Bay Heather Monroe. And let me just say this, sorry for all the side rants in this episode, but you could argumentably build a women's division around all the women we are bringing into SHW. Like Dani Jordan, like Heather Monroe. But me personally, I like what Dani's doing, bringing in women who, you know, want to come into 7 Honor. And I do hope that we get more matches like this, like we get to see the return of a few that have been put out of the equation, not put out of the equation, but, you know, that we haven't seen in a while, such as the Angelica Risks, the Rekka Tahakas, Shaza McKenzie's, Jazzy Yang's, just throwing out some suggestions here, probably Holiday, and Riche Chanel, as well, for that matter, but Dani Jordan, anyway, get back on the page, Zach, what are you doing, kid? Dani Jordan versus Heather Monroe. I gotta say, Dani gets the win here, after getting a win over Jada Stone, and after losing the Rumble Jack, Dani has something to prove, moving forward. So I gotta say, Dani gets the win over here. Moving back to men's action now, we have the Kenway, taking on Kyle Matthews, the man who eliminated Kenway in the Rumble Jack match itself. Both of these men, I gotta give them a round of applause. A round of applause, and also they have earned my respect both, because Kyle Matthews is not only the technical wrestler of the year for, has not only won technical wrestler of the year for so long, but he was one of the longest reigning SHW Tag Team Champions in technical excellence before that whole breakup happened between his tag partner Chip Day. But both Kenway and Kyle Matthews have done one thing in particular that just screams wow to me, is they both have taken Chip Day to his limits in different matches. Both have challenged Chip Day for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. Both men have fought Chip Day in some capacity. Kyle Matthews, one of his matches, I believe, is the best 2 out of 3 falls matches with Chip Day, which Kyle came superior out in. And then Kenway with that chef's kiss 15-minute time limit draw between Chip Day and Kenway himself, taking on, when Chip Day took Kenway on in his debut, that made the crowd want 5 more minutes, and we got a whole lot of that in the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship final. So we are in for another one of those classics here, with Chip Day and Kyle Matthews. Both are technical, both have really impressed me as of late. I expect a great match here. And I do think, whilst Owen Knight and Chip Day might be the match of the night here, this might be a close runner-up, Kenway and Kyle Matthews. Whew, this is another tough call for me. Although, if I had to pick one over the other, I'd probably say there's only one way to go, and that's the Kenway. Two finger salute there. So my goal is to go with Kenway here. And now it is time for the main event. Well, before we get to the main event, actually, a couple days ago we saw Nathan Mowery circulate a video and Southern Honor in general circulate this video of our camera guy, the Kill Billy, in some other known in other places and in SHW as the Kill Billy. Nathan is an instant fan favorite. Others might see him as just a plain old, cameraman, but he's one of my closest friends, probably in the business, is Nathan. And I enjoy a good Kill Billy match. He was training in the ring, and then Sunny Days purely attacks him after that flaming elbow by Nathan and Luther, in the Rumble Jack. And he says, "You want to be a wrestler?" Sunny says to him, "You want to be a wrestler?" And then continues to whip him with barbed wire. And Nathan actually said on, I believe, Facebook, I know people might see me as an ordinary cameraman, but next Friday I've got some things on my mind, so who knows, maybe Nathan will call out Sunny. I don't know what's going to go on down there, but I don't know what's going on with Nathan and Sunny right now, but Nathan, I do advise you, be careful. When I do think about a couple of matches Nathan's had in SHW, he's encountered Tank before. He's actually been with Tank, rolling with Tank as of late, with the Coven of the Goat, alongside CJ Lawler, Jordan Newman, the Mortal Compass, and Rev Dan Wilson as of late. And I just can't say much except for Nathan, just be careful with what you're going to do there. Even though you do have that deathmatch experience coming for you. So just be wary. Things might not turn out the way you want them to go, Nathan, but to each their own, I say. And now with our attention brought there, what way to better end it than our main event of the evening? That being a 6-man tag team match as the endgame, Todd Sexton, Nick Halen, and Michael Judais, your Southern Honor champion, take on David Ali, the Rumble Jack #1 contender, winner to the SHW championship, the man who gets his shot at Still Here 5, David Ali, Corey Hollis and Gunnar Miller. I know this might sound a bit crazy, but at one time, I do believe it was a 7th Fried show, I heard David Ali go by the nickname the Judas Killer or something like that. It'll be interesting to see if that was just a one-time, 7th Fried appearance. David called himself the Judas Killer. He won the 7th Fried Championship from Judas one time using that moniker. If David Ali brings that version back, or probably the version that when David actually won the title that had him as the longest Southern Honor champion to date, Judas at Still Here 5, or for this match in particular, the endgame is in trouble. But I might actually save that for a future Zach the Gear Guy predicts, because what I want to say right now, I can't say right now. But, I do see winning the 6-man tag team match, at least on paper, Todd, Sexton, Nick Halen, and Judais v. Endgame. So just to recap, the IWTV World Championship title match, I'm going krule here. That's a very rare occurrence for me. I'm going krule to win this one. The Southern Honor Tag Team title match, no questions needed. I'm going the hierarchy. Owen Knight versus Chip Day. I gotta be considered, both men are favorites to win this match, but I am neutral. It would not surprise me if either man won that match. Ashton Starr versus Najasism. I like both men. I want to go neutral, but I do see Naja having that chip on his shoulder and winning the match against Ashton. Kenway versus Kyle Matthews. I'm going Kenway here. Dani Jordan versus Heather Monroe. I'm going Dani Jordan. And in the 6-man tag team match for the main event, I like Gunnar Miller, I like Corey Hollis, I like David Ali, but I just don't see, as much as I want to say they'll win, I do think Todd, Sexton, Nick Halen, and Judais need a bit of momentum before they go into Still Here 5. And actually, that brings me to say, comment your predictions down in the comment section below this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications on when I upload a future video. And also, I've been Zach the Gear Guy, OGE, and I'll see you in the next video.